Gadasha the Bountiful be praised that we have made it out of that hell-sent sandstorm. The hour grows so very late, so very quickly. Pace-slowing impediments such as these will be the death of us should they persist. I've told you parts of the saga that is my life, Hunter. But I have yet to divulge the true reasons for my haste. Perhaps, at long last, I had better do so. So I shall. Hiraka. Never had I known a single word can cut deeper than the sharpest of daggers. With maddening glee, the demon told me she was one of his kin. A soul-swallowing horror that had been feeding on both my body and my spirit like a leech. An ancient being was she, that moved from king to king throughout the ages, filling their hearts with... After such revelation, it smiled. Of course it did. I did. Yes, I hissed. Fool that I was. I should have died that day. But instead, I fell into a stupor and awoke in a different realm of Rivellon, bereft of all my wealth, and with my soul betrothed to a demon's debauchery that would be 10 centuries in the making. But it had also kept its promise, that life-seeding obscenity of a creature, for I was my young, my healthy self again. And yet, my bodily convalescence merely betrayed my utter mental degradation. A necromancer and a demonologist I had become. A lowly conjurer of atrocities whose every heartbeat screamed Hiraka and pumped the bitterest of biles through my being. Like a savage, I lived in the wilds, a companion of beasts, not man. It was there that I learned to love them so, the animals of this world. These gentle beings that don't know the meaning of betrayal or greed, that kill but to feed, not because it brings them wealth or pleasure. In time, resolve settled within my soul, despite being so irrevocably besieged by dissolution. I decided that I wouldn't accept the shackling of my being so easily. 1,000 years the demon had given me, and 1,000 years I dedicate to pitting my knowledge of demonology against its eponymous creatures. Yes, it is my resolve to kill the thing I summoned, and I have been stalking it for well over 9 centuries. I, Hunter, I am nearly 1,000 years old. 25 of them a king, the rest a restless predator. Balberith is the demon's name. If I don't find and slay him before the year is out, my soul will be his to torture eternally. Now you know what drives me. Now you know the reasons for my haste. Either I fail and suffer for all time, or I win and life everlasting will be mine. My instincts tell me he hides from sight in Phantom Forest. I could have guided you there, of course, but your own quest seems to push us inevitably in that haunted realm's direction. Maybe we'll both find answers. Answers and conclusions in that ghoulish grove where phantoms dwell. That is a good question. As for Hiraka, I don't know what happened to her. I have seen my erstwhile palace from afar, a ruin now, a house of wind and dust. Beyond a doubt, she moved on and lies, as we speak, in the arms of another king, assuring him he's only a bit under the weather, that his humors will be in balance again within a matter of days. Poor man. Like all men, he's a fool. Oh, but how I long to be wise. There has to be a first, hasn't there? If I can look her in the eye and denounce her, that shall be a start. But perhaps that day will never come. Born a fool and buried a fool. Perhaps that is simply how it must be. By all means, poor man. By all means, If you're in the mood for such a... And undoubtedly I have answers. An astute question. The answer is that I can feel his corruption, and I can feel we're getting closer. When one has struck a deal with a demon, the villain gets under your skin, becomes part of you. Like a worm he is, ceaselessly slithering through my veins. Balberith is ever present, but his presence will one day give him away. That I am hunting him is the last thing the Cur will be expecting. Let his complacency be the death of him. More prey awaits.
What a life it is that Jehan has led. Like listening to a great tragedy. A tragedy that is about to come to an end.
To an end, yes. A tragedy no longer. There's time yet to slay that demon and save Jehan.
Indeed. Balberith be damned. Jehan has source hunters by his side now.
Sick of feared I'd been slowed. I'd better duck after firing this one.
Return to battle, knight.
Horns of the marksman! Impact!
Die, vermin! grips my hands today.
Detonating arrow! Horn of tribulation!
Battering ram! I needed that. Your bones snap like twigs! I need bandages.
A little help here! This arrow seeks more than one target. Seven, have mercy on your soul. Up.
By all that is holy, must we persist through these sands where spiders dwell? I hate them with fury and fear. Some say that all creatures are creations of the gods. If this be true, then surely spiders are the exception. Such things could only have crept into existence from within the very bowels of hell's most rancid devil spawn. Avoid them if you can, please. They stir something deep within me, a primal dread that claws at the soul. Thank you for your understanding. Many would mock such a seemingly senseless neurosis. But that is the point entirely. It is irrational. Irrational because it is the nightmare of the dark, the child's fear of the long-taloned ghoul under the bed. It is something I can neither fathom nor control. And though it shames me, it does remind me I am but human still. Once in a while, I admit I welcome such a reminder.
Sweet relief. Back on my feet again.
As good as a new penny. I needed that. This is valuable. Into the fray once more.
Enemies about. Haven't seen us yet.